Hello, guys, welcome back to the Growth Club. I'm your host, Veronica Novotna, and in today's episode, we are going to talk about morning routine. And to be specific, I'm gonna give you three tips to help you win your morning, and by doing that, win your day. Wow, this was smooth, so let's get into the three tips. So the first tip I have for you, I have it in my bullet journal, so I hope you don't mind that I'm gonna be looking down. The first tip is to start small. Um, if you want to make it a habit and make it a long-term thing, you need to start small, Take these baby steps. And personally, I also did start it small with morning routines, and then I added more things onto it until it's kind of, for some people, maybe even too long morning routine, but it works just fine for me. So, what do I mean by starting small? The important thing here is the consistency with your morning routine, to actually do it every day, or maybe at least 5 times out of week in the beginning, to really make it a habit, because once you make it a habit, everything just becomes easier. And like with every other habit, consistency is the key. So starting small will help you build this routine as a habit, and then it will just be easier for you to add things on top of it and make it even better, quote unquote better routine for yourself. So I created this 5 minute, or maybe it will take even less than 5 minutes, for total like morning routine beginners, if I can even call someone like that. And this morning routine, I will just tell you what it consists of, what it consists of, yeah. And then I will go through each one part and maybe uh talk about it in greater detail. So, first thing, open the blinds, make your bed, glass of water with salt and lemon, gratitude, and then the last thing is pause for 1 minute. So, let's start with the first point here, that is open the blinds. And by doing that, you will get sunlight in your eyes. I would actually recommend you to open the windows, not just only the blinds. Blinds are good, but opening the window is better. So there is actually tremendous science behind this, viewing sunlight the first thing in the morning. It sets your circadian rhythm. I think this term you have heard of. So I don't want to get into great detail, because I don't think anyone, or the vast majority of you, don't want to hear me talking about this thing for another 15 minutes. So you will get greater benefits if you face the sun not like through the window, but head on. So like with the window, it works too, but essentially it takes much longer to get the same amount of light into your eyes as it does when you are facing the sun head on without any window or sunglasses. It's important, don't wear sunglasses, but I'm sure when you wake up you don't have sunglasses on your face, or at least I don't. Then the second thing is make your bed, and there is psychology behind this, because oh shit, I almost dropped my mic, because psychologists say that when you make your bed in the morning, that's like the first accomplishment of the day, and it sets you up for more productive and happier, more successful day. And there's this thing with the low hanging fruit. Like, this is the best example. Like, you start small and then you build up on top of it. So that's with the make your bed in the morning. I can't leave my room without making my bed. It just makes me so itchy to see it all messed up. I just have to have it like perfectly neat and clean and ready for my for me in the evening to uh get some nice sleep in the evening. It's way better to come to your bed in the evening and the sheets nicely clean, whereas when it's all messy, I don't like that. Maybe I'm a bit of perfectionist, I know that, I'm aware of that, but I like it really nicely clean, fresh sheets for me. So cannot leave my room without doing this. Then a glass of water with salt and lemon. You may ask, like, okay, I get it with lemon, but why salt? Uh, Basically, it's because in salt there are electrolytes, and you lost many of them throughout the night because you were not drinking. So getting them the first thing in the morning, like with your first sip of like some beverage, it's really beneficial because it sets your whole body into the motion, and it just helps your body and your digestive system to wake up and be more responsive, more quicker, and more efficient. I hope I was clear with this science thing. Then we got gratitude, and basically you can say three things you are grateful for. You can say it out loud, you can say it in your head, or if you prefer to write it down, then do so. But if you prefer to write it down, you have to prepare some piece of paper and pen near you, so that comes with more things you need to take care of. So I think for really beginners, I would recommend just saying it out loud or only to yourself if you don't want to say it out loud. And the last thing in this simple morning routine is pause for 1 minute. And this is so easy, but on the other hand, it's really hard to just be. In this 1 minute, like, you just have to be and do nothing. And I know for the vast majority of people, it's actually way harder to do nothing than to be doing something. So this 1 minute is there for you to become aware of yourself, be like, okay, maybe set an intention for the day ahead, be like, what do I want to do? How do I want to show up to others? And stuff like that. And trust me, you may be like, oh, just 1 minute, it won't do anything, but even 10 seconds can have a tremendous effect on your mental health that day. So trust me, try it, and you will see the results for yourself. And you can let me know in the comments if even just pausing for 1 minute has helped you or not. Personally, it did help me, so I think it will do the same, or at least I hope it will do the same for you. So that's tip number 1. Start small. Start small. Sorry for my English. Then there is tip number 2, and I divide my morning routine into these 4. I call it life corners, but it's just way I call it, you don't have to call it like that. So I divide my morning routine into like some physical part, some mental part, some emotional part, and spiritual part. And basically, what I try to do, I try I try to incorporate each corner into my morning routine. So I'll just go through each each corner and tell you what you can do there, and then I'm gonna tell you like advanced, like sorry, beginner, intermediate, and like advanced version of it. You know how you can start small and then build up onto it. You know, so it will like it goes hand in hand with the first step I gave you. Smart, I know. um so physical, uh you can go for a morning walk, run, do some gentle stretching, do some yoga. You can have workout or jump rope, boxing, so any form of exercise you can possibly think of. And right now I want to give you some examples of exercises that how you can like level up them, you know, how you can go from beginner to advanced in some time. So let's say you want to run in the morning. Okay, you want to be morning runner, but even the thought of running in the morning makes you sick in the stomach. So we need to break it down and take step back and build upon it until until you can become a morning runner. So you can start with morning walk. You can walk few blocks or even just one block. Depends how big fan of walking you are. And then you can build up on it by just, let's say, right now you walk 5 blocks. Okay? You walk 5 blocks and now you're gonna run 1 block. You're gonna run the first block and the rest 4 blocks you're gonna walk. The next week, you're gonna do this for 1 week. The next week, you're gonna run for 2 blocks and then walk for the last 3 blocks. And again until you run the full 5 blocks. This is how you build the habit of becoming a runner, and then you build on that, you know. And like the advanced version can be just normal run or maybe some tempo run. It really depends on your if you like prefer to run or run on empty stomach. Personally, I cannot do it. Whenever I run on empty stomach, I get this excruciating pain in my stomach. So I get this excruciating pain in my belly, so I can no longer even walk probably without looking like a creepy. So I just cannot run on empty stomach. But I started solving this issue with just having banana before the run and or any fruit. It helped me a lot. I'm not like feeling full. It's not my breakfast. Don't get me wrong, that's not my breakfast, but just for my stomach to be like, okay, something's in there, we can run. So that's like the building up method in the physical part. Then there is the mental part. So in the mental part, you can read a book, an article, listen to educational podcasts or TED Talks, one of my favorites. Learn a new language, do some memory games, play Sudoku or crossword puzzles, just these brainy games. And there's fuck, my English really sucks today. There's also meditation, visualization, some breathing exercises, mindfulness, and all this like really quote unquote monkey stuff. So how you can build in this mental uh, corner. Let's say you want to become, you want to meditate. You want to, let's say your end goal is 10 minutes each morning meditation in silence. So, as I mentioned, we can start with the 1 minute pause. We don't have to even call it meditation. People, I don't know why, but people put such a pressure on the word meditation and the act of meditating when you can literally do it anywhere, anytime. And maybe you can meditate while you are doing your laundry, while, while you are ironing your clothes or washing the dishes. Just like, for me, meditation is being fully immersed in the activity I'm doing and pay really great attention to my body, my breath, and just how I'm feeling at that exact moment. That's what meditation means for me. So, for me, I try to find many minutes or uh, times where I can, like, quote unquote meditate, and no one has to even know. Like, they think I'm washing the dishes, and meanwhile I'm like actually trying to meditate. And yeah, but like the classic meditation, sitting with yourself in silence, it's crucial and important. Don't get me wrong, you should be also doing that. But this, what I just described, I call these mindful moments, and I want to make also episode about that, how you can like incorporate these little mindful slash meditation moments into your life and create them as a habit to be more self-aware, conscious, and present. So stay tuned for that. um, so building up this meditation habit can start, as I mentioned, with the 1 minute pause. Then you can, over weeks or months, you can build up to the end goal, and that's the 10 minutes. Start with 1 minute for 1 week, 2 minutes for another week, and you have it. In 10 weeks, you are gonna hit your goal, which is amazing, because with 10 weeks, you actually have done it that many times that it is a habit for you. So it will be easier to follow and harder to break. And that's what we all want to. So that's the mental part. Let's move on to the emotional part, which entails gratitude, affirmations, positive self talk, connect with loved ones or pet your pets, journal your emotions, or you can do some loving kindness meditation, send a kind message to someone, which can also be like, you don't have to like send the message or like text it to someone, but you can just like think of someone. I sometimes actually do this myself. I just think of someone who is really close to me, and I just tell them something. It might sound like a bit crazy, but you just think of your friend or your loved one, and you're like, I'm so grateful for you. I'm so grateful for our friendship, relationship, whatever. You mean so much to me because you are a loving, kind friend, and we laugh together so much. You get it. So this is really helpful, and it actually makes you feel a lot better. Or listen to inspirational speech, or again, TED Talk. I love listening to TED Talks in the morning. I try to listen to at least one TED Talk each morning, and this morning I listened to some psychology TED Talk about extroverts and introverts. And one thing I really love about TED Talks, that they can make like education really funny and interesting, because I found myself really laughing, and I was actually having fun while I was learning some new kind of interesting facts. So that's the best way to actually learn something. So TED Talks, highly recommended. Building up in the emotional part, let's say you want to journal. So you start journaling about gratitude. You just write 3 things you're grateful for, then you're done. Then next week you can write maybe what do you want to do that day, or something that you really need to get done that day, and slowly build up the habit of journaling in the morning. So then there is the fourth corner, which is spiritual, and this is there, like in this corner is pray, mindful eating, or mindful coffee or tea. What I mean by that is that when you are eating, or at least having your coffee, you are fully immersed in the activity of drinking the beverage. You know, you try to take every sip with the same curiosity as was the previous one, and you uh, really immerse yourself in the feeling of coffee in your mouth. And it's amazing. The coffee tastes like 100 times better, and you enjoy it. And like when it's school year and I drink my cup of coffee in the metro, or like underground, yeah, that's in English, in the underground, I'm sitting there and I'm drinking the coffee, and a lot of the times I'm just smiling because it's so good, like having coffee in the morning. It's one of my favorite things to do in the morning. Like, I love it. And mindful eating, when you're eating your breakfast, you do the same thing. You are fully present with every bite, and you pay close attention to all the sensations that are caused by the food you are eating. And then there are nature walks or meditation. Once again, like, these things kind of like they have a lot of in common. So one can be in more corners, and it's just how you can build the routine that you like, or at least how I do it. With every corner I try to incorporate one thing from that, and that's how I built my morning routine. But I think on this topic I will talk in a greater detail in another podcast episode. Let me know if you are interested in this, because I try to be like really specific to really tell you how to do it, because most of the podcasters or YouTubers will like tell you the stuff around, and they will not cut to the cheese and tell you how you actually can do it, how you can get from point A to B. They don't tell you, they just talk to you, and you after it you know nothing, like nothing new, and you're like, okay, thank you for nothing. So, and the third tip is listen to your body. And the third tip is listen to your body and mind, because actually I divide my morning, or like divide, it's like, it sounds like this is so sophisticated that I have like really good system in it, but that's so far from the truth. I don't. And the third tip actually says what this is all about. Listening to your body and mind is crucial, because one day you're gonna wake up and you're gonna be in like your productive element. You just feel like you need to get a lot of done that day, and then there are gonna be days you just want to have a bit like slow morning and relaxing routine, not that like super strict, the most productive morning routine you can possibly like think of. Or there can be like creative days when I don't know, you don't want to meditate, but instead of meditation, you're gonna just like brainstorm some ideas for for the project you are working on. Like, really know and listen to your body and mind, and know that there are gonna be different morning routines for the different like vibes you are gonna wake up with, and that's okay. Someday I just like to learn a language in the morning, and some days I like to write in my journal. It's just perfectly fine if it does not look the same. The important thing is that you are doing some kind of morning routine every day, or most of the days at least, and that's what really counts. So here's are the three morning routine tips that can help you build and establish morning routine that is suited just for you and your needs. So I hope you that this episode has helped you. If so, you can leave a comment, and you can even message me on Instagram to talk about your morning routine if you want to. And I'm looking forward to the next week's episode. Take care. Bye.